Yo, what is up, guys? And welcome to the channel. I recently got top 8 at a regional in Munich, and I just thought about sharing my list and some thoughts I had about with the deck. Also, some ideas into the upcoming Darkwing Blast format, because I think there's definitely room to play around with this deck. So yeah, let's get right into it. So I played Tearlament Spright. So of course you still max out on all the names. There's no reason not to. Of course, Merle is very important for this type of deck, because what I really liked about, especially with the synergy with the Sprite cards, is that the Tearlament engine can actually bridge into the Sprite engine and vice versa, instead of the other engines or variants you can play with Tearlaments. I tested the also the Scarecrow version, which I think is also like fine, but the consistent access to Visa Starfrost isn't like really there, so it doesn't really solve too much problems the deck has, especially when you don't get consistent into the other engine, and the Brave engine just like feels really bricky and very clunky. But so yeah, that's why I decided to go with the Sprite cards. So one instant fusion, four feat spells, of course, and two Solic. I would have liked to play 3, but I also already play 43 cards, so there is not much room for a third one. But yeah, still very nice to mill also. And then for the Sprite cards, I played 3 blue, 1 carrot, 1 jet, 1 red, 1 starter, and 1 smashers. So the theory is that when you mill 8 cards with Merle and Kikalos, you somehow get into one of these, and then you just reborn them with like elf and such. So what they also do, they like basically tackle all problems Tearlament has as a deck. So Smasher deals with mine, Red deals with Nibiru, and Carrot deals with evenly matched. So especially like game 2 or 3, when you go first and you're afraid of evenly, you just like prioritize like the carrot play, so you can whether set it up into your end board, or instead of the smasher search, you are going for a starter search. So when they enter battle phase, want to evenly you just go like start step, activate starter, summon carrot, and then you are just basically kind of safe from it. So yeah, that's what I really liked about the cards. Then as a last like kind of engine, I played the Brandon High Spirits. So yeah, this card is basically like a consistent danger. Lets you trigger your tier names very consistent. Especially when you do it in a draw phase, it plays around Valor, it plays around Droll, and also around Cherries. It also like kind of helps you against Shifter, because when they Shifter you just chain High Spirits, and you get your name into the grave, and you can make Kikalos and go for a Solid Search to have like some kind of disruptions against the Shifter decks. Still not good, but it's something, you know. And it also gets a lot better in Darkwing Blast when with the release of Blue Color, so you don't have to play like the brick, the Death Rock, in the extra deck. I also then played like 12 non-engine cards. So 3 Imperm, 3 Nibiru, 3 Cosmic, and 3 Droplet. I wanted to have a lot of them, just because I don't want to auto lose against Mirror. I got blind Dweller twice. One time I had the Droplet for it, and I won the game. Imperm is of course very good against Kick Colors. Nibiru just prevents Dweller in some way, and is also very good against Rogue deck. But the real MVP was actually Cosmic. It just in theory hits like the random rivalries, the random Necro Valleys. It also like helps you in the mirror, so to clear Solic, so it like basically deals with 2 disruptions they would probably have. And yeah, overall, it's also like really good against like the Runic Sprite deck when you just hit their fountain. It's also pretty sick. So yeah, the card was the MVP. Yep. Get into the extra deck, tokens and stuff. Then the 6 fusions. I think there is not a lot to talk about them. They're just very standard. And the 1 frog. So this will be Lulu Carlos in the near future. Thank God. Then for links, I played 1 dark, 1 IP, 2 elf, of course, very important for this list. And my IP targets would be Avermax and 0 Boros. In theory, Avermax is really good against the mirror, because it's very hard to out in the mirror. It's also like really hard to out for Runic Spright, because they have to have smashes for this, and if you are able to bait it, like it's basically very hard for them to deal with Evermax. So that's what I really liked about it. Zero Boros was there for the trap matchups, but I didn't play any, so this was basically useless. I also thought about this being a Baguska for the Flounder matchup, but I just thought Zero Boros will be more versatile against a lot of stuff. And then for the XYZs, one Gigantic, of course, and one Dweller. Then for the side, I played 2 Draw, 2 Super Poly. So these 4 slots were the 4 slots for the Brandon High Spirits, so this match is like very good. I don't know about Super Poly anymore, because it was in theory for going first against MathMac or Exorcister, because that card just cooks these decks. And I also thought that many people with the release of the tints will be on Despia, and there were actually a lot of Despia in the room. And my matchup against this deck is not the best, so this card just helps me to deal with like something like double Masquerade and stuff. That's why I wanted to have it. Draw is actually insane right now. It's really good against the Mirror. It's really good against the Runic Spright versions, Flu, and everything else. So I definitely should have played 3 of this card for sure. Then I played 3 evenly matched. This card is crazy. Even in the Mirror, if you just side this in, just activate this, cut them from all the resources, and then I just try to play with my Spright cards. So that won me the game one time. So yeah, and then for the last hand trap, I played 3 cherries. This card just cooks Spright, just hit their elf, so they have no grind game. In the Mirror, you just hit Kid Colossus, so even if they dwell you, you just win because you have more resources, you have Kid Colossus, and that's basically the best card in the deck. So yeah, my side deck and my main deck was basically built to always win the Mirror and against the Spright, and this was very successful with all of these cards. So yeah, instead of the Super Poly, I wouldn't change anything. Then for going first against Runic and trap cards, I played 3 Eradicator. So while I don't play neither Curious or Griffin, I just have to hard draw this card, which is still fine. If you draw this and you can resolve this, you basically win the game against these decks, I think. It also don't need too much setup, and do not have to play too much into very hard into hand traps. So yeah, in theory against trap matchups and the Runic decks, this card was insane. Never got to resolve it though. And then for last card, I played 1 Smashes. Just again for all of these control heavy matchups, just so you have another Smashes in your deck to search it, and also for especially also going first, having this is really sick. And for the last card, we play Red Resonator because it's a tuner. So yeah, that was the deck. I think there's a lot of room going forward with Darkling Blast, especially with the release of Sprint. So I think the both engines will bridge even better into each other. Sprint, sending early, will be, I think, very crazy. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and to subscribe maybe too if you like it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.